Loni Anderson turned 96. Take a deep breath before you see her. Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange is a legendary actress. She's credited with several Hollywood and renowned awards. Her health worries me. She openly said that she had severe depression, but she never took psychoanalysis or other therapies since she never believed in them. Lange became famous after appearing in the 1976 adaptation of King Kong, which won her first Golden Globe for New Star of the Year. The film showcased Lange's beauty and potential despite its poor performance. Lange consistently delivered great acting performances. She stays relevant and known for her film and TV work. Ted Danson, 72 years old. Would you think 72-year-old American actor Ted Danson is still energetic and charming? Indeed. The Good Place's favorite afterlife architect has brought joy and laughter to the globe for 70 years. Ted has matured like excellent wine, so you wouldn't notice. I'd even argue he looks better today than he did in the 1980s on Cheers. Ted has a strong acting resume, in addition to being young-looking. Ted's career includes 2 Emmys and 3 Golden Globes. He also has a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Ted looks youthful in his age, despite his active profession. He looks young. What beauty products is he using? Ria Perman, 72 years old. Ted Danson's co-star, Ria Perman, similarly doesn't age naturally. Ria's gorgeous at 72. She was originally recognized for her modest appearances in theater works like Dracula Sabbat in the 1970s, but Perman became famous in the 1980s. Perman met her future husband, Danny DeVito, in Up, an uppity review in 1972. 10 years later, Ria played Carla Tortelli in Cheers. Ria still works in the sector, although less so. Ria Perman openly discussed religion. She admits to having a poor religious sense. Her children would not be forced to practice a faith. John Ratzenberger, 73 years old. Hollywood star John Ratzenberger started a business. He began his career in London in the 1970s. John Ratzenberger never started in the show industry, and he shouldn't have expected to. Ratzenberger started as a tractor operator. After arriving in London in 1971, he eventually entered the performing arts profession. John had modest parts before playing Cliff Clavin in Cheers in the 1980s. He retained the post for 11 years. John voices several Pixar characters: Ham from Toy Story, Mac from Cars, and the Abominable Snowman from Monsters, Inc., among others, are his most renowned voices. John Ratzenberger, 73, has a great career in business sustainability and youth. George Wendt, 71 years old. The next Cheers alumni is George Wendt, who portrayed Norm Peterson. Wendt had a successful Hollywood career, but it didn't start spectacularly. The Emmy winner's first acting job was cleaning up the Second City's theater floors. There, Wendt met Bernadette Burkett, his wife. George Wendt then had many successful theater and screen roles. George Wendt still works and is finishing a film. George Wendt's acting career began with tiny roles. He portrayed a handyman in My Bodyguard, a counter waiter in Soap, and more. He was blessed to play Norm Peterson in Cheers, which earned him the Emmy for Best Actor and launched his new acting career. Kelsey Grammer, 65 years old. American actor Kelsey Grammer has several interests outside of acting. His best-known parts are Frasier and Cheers. His Boss's performance got him a Golden Globe. Kelsey's childhood was tragic. The murder of his sister got him expelled from school. He's also lost his family to accidents. Kelsey, like his Cheers co-star John Ratzenberger, does voice work for The Simpsons and Anastasia. To top it off, Kelsey's a Tony Award-winning stage actor. Kelsey sometimes appears on Hollywood TV and cinema. Woody Harrelson, 59 years old. Woody Harrelson is one of Hollywood's most versatile performers. He became famous in the 1980s with Cheers. Woody received 5 Emmy nominations and 1 victory during his tenure. Woody's honors expanded over his career. His performances in The People vs. Larry Flint, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and The Messenger earned him Academy Award nods. Zombieland and the Hunger Games trilogy are Woody's mainstream features. With so much Hollywood expertise, Woody may have large assets. At 59, Woody still advocates for environmental causes. Bebe Newworth, 61 years old. Frasier and Cheers star Bebe Newworth, an Emmy winner, Tony Award-winning stage actress. She played Velma Kelly in the 1996 production of Chicago. Newworth and her family are excellent. Her father was a Princeton math teacher. Her mother painted and danced ballet as an amateur. Her brother is a Harvard-educated mathematician and actuary. Her performance as Nora Shepherd in Jumanji in 1995 may be familiar. Bebe reprised Nora in Jumanji: The Next Level in 2019 with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Being vice chair of the Actors Fund Board of Trustees keeps Bebe active at 61. Paul Wilson, 74 years old. Veteran Hollywood actor Paul Wilson is well known for television. Paul Wilson's best known for television, improvised in the 1970s. Everyone was stunned by his performance. Gary Shandling called him a great improv player, and Ken Levine called him one of the greatest improv artists I've ever seen. Frasier and Cheers are his most notable roles. Before playing Paul Crappens, Wilson was known for playing Cheers nightclub patron Tom. The spin-off Frasier featured him again. Paul later starred in several TV roles and guest appearances in the 1980s and 1990s. Today, nothing is known about his present employment, although we know he had a fascinating Hollywood career. Shelly Long, 70 years old. Entertainment figure, Hollywood comedian Shelly Long has won several honors. Shelly was famous for playing Diane Chambers in Cheers in the 1980s. The spin-off Frasier cast her again. Her comic talent was lauded on these programs. Besides TV series, Shelly acted in films including Irreconcilable Differences, for which she received a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. Modern Family, a hit sitcom, cast Shelly as Dee Dee Pritchett in the late 2000s. Shelly, age 70, has retired to her California home investment to live a quieter life. Personal marriage for Shelly Long was similarly traumatic. Her first marriage was in 1970 and ended in a divorce a few years later. After marrying again in 1979, she divorced in 2004. Loni Anderson. In the 1970s and 1980s, Loni Anderson became famous for playing Jennifer Marlowe on the CBS comedy WKRP in Cincinnati. Loni had to overcome obstacles to become an award-winning actor. After earning her art degree from the University of Minnesota, Loni auditioned for beauty pageants and planned to teach. Loni finally featured with Steve McQueen in Nevada Smith in 1966. In 1978, Loni appeared in the Cincinnati comedy WKRP after nearly a decade without success. Loni still acts on TV at age 75. Her recent films include Love You More in 2017 and My Sister Is So Gay from 2016 to 2018. Uma Thurman. Unfinished Pulp Fiction sans Uma Thurman. She portrayed Mia Wallace, wife of gang leader Marcellus Wallace, Ving Rhames. She was 24, yet her talent earned her an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Uma Thurman began modeling before acting. Her modeling career began at 15. Performance exposure was also a coincidence. Tarantino also liked her. She appeared in Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. In addition, she has various film and TV credits. Uma also appeared in Broadway's The Parisian Woman. She had mixed reviews, but it was successful. Ving Rhames. Who wouldn't be horrified by Pulp Fiction's Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace? With his capacity to damage his enemies, no one would deceive this criminal leader. Even a lawyer couldn't defeat him. Ving Rhames' father was an auto mechanic, and his passion for performance began in Performing Arts High School. He decided to work in acting. Subsequently, Rhames studied acting at Juilliard before entering the entertainment industry. He debuted on Broadway before appearing in film and TV. Pulp Fiction made him famous. He then appeared in Mission Impossible and Mission Impossible 2. His voice work included Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible Fallout. Jacqueline Smith. Jacqueline Smith is another famous angel. At the time, she portrayed private investigator Kelly Garrett. They ruled television for 5 years with the other angels, Farrah Fawcett and Kate Jackson, because of their high ratings. Starring as a model, Jacqueline Smith eventually moved into acting. Smith is an accomplished actress and entrepreneur. She invested in 1985 to create a Kmart-stocked apparel business. The actress's home decor business is Jacqueline Smith Today. Style by Jacqueline Smith is her wig company. Smith's body hurts too. Smith had breast cancer therapy in 2003. Smith followed up with a breast cancer feature film. Sandy Duncan. Sandy Duncan began her acting career at age 12 in 1958. She starred in The King and I. Duncan became famous in stage productions after appearing on TV and in movies. She gained credits from off-Broadway musicals including South Pacific, My Fair Lady, and others in the 1960s. Duncan appeared in Law & Order SVU at the age of 60. The North Carolina version of Driving Miss Daisy featured her as Miss Daisy, an elderly citizen. Duncan still acts in plays. Duncan left her second marriage because she wanted a job and refused to be a decent wife. Naturally, the marriage failed. Samuel L. Jackson. Quentin Tarantino may like Samuel L. Jackson. The Pulp Fiction character was tailored to him. Although it was his 13th film, he appeared in True Romance, Jackie Brown, Django Unchained, Hateful Eight, and Kill Bill Volume 2. Growing up, Jackson stammered. Of course, he pretended not to stammer. His interest in performance stemmed from the performance group, thus he switched majors from marine biology to performance. He also narrated Inglourious Basterds. Samuel is now a Hollywood superstar. He has many films. Additionally, Jackson has various film and TV projects. He appears in blockbusters including Glass, Shaft, and Captain Marvel. He may need a financial counselor with his film revenues. Cheryl Lad. Cheryl Lad played Chris Monroe well in Charlie's Angels in the 1970s. She rose to fame despite simply replacing Farrah Fawcett. She was on the program for 4 seasons. Lad came to Hollywood for music. Performance contact was inadvertent. In 1977, Charlie's Angels gave Lad her big break. From the 1980s to the 1990s, she ruled TV. Her career as an angel helped her have a huge influence in the profession. Lad writes now. She hosted a golfing competition after publishing many children's books and a memoir about her passion for golf. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is also crucial to Pulp Fiction. He wonderfully portrayed Butch Coolidge, who was targeted by Marcellus Wallace after delivering a devastating knockout blow instead of throwing his bout. As a surprise, he saved Marcellus, making them even. Willis stammered in high school. His response was to address the issue and appear in a theater. Bruce's first major role was Moonlighting, which garnered him an Emmy for leading actor in a drama series. Who can forget John McClane in Die Hard, which made him famous worldwide? Hollywood's action star, he was rewarded with highly praised films like Armageddon and The Sixth Sense. Maria de Medeiros. In Pulp Fiction, who can forget the charming Lemon Pie or Butch's naive girlfriend? The legendary film starred Maria de Medeiros as Fabian. Medeiros had film credits from Canada, France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. In the US, she's best known for Henry and June, where she collaborated alongside Uma Thurman. Medeiros began acting at 15. At 17, she moved to France to study acting. Medeiros released her 2007 album, A Little More Blue, which included English, French, and Portuguese covers of Brazilian classics. Her 2009 LP, Femina, included another cover, These Boots Are Made for Walkin'. She continued to star in films like Pasolini, The Forbidden Room, and Les Fils de Joseph, and The Killer. Tim Roth. Pulp Fiction's beginning and ending featured Tim Roth. He performed a robbery at the restaurant where Vincent, John Travolta, and Jules, Samuel L. Jackson, were dining after a tragedy. He and his girlfriend attempted to loot everyone inside, but Jules stopped them. He still obtained some of his wishes. Tim Roth aspired to be a sculptor as a kid. Who knew? Actor Roth is English. His fellow Brits were Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, and Daniel Day-Lewis. He's appeared in many Quentin Tarantino films, including Reservoir Dogs, 4 Rooms, The Hateful Eight, and most recently, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He continues to star in movies and TV series. Amanda Plummer. Canadian and American actors are Amanda Plummer's parents. As a descendant of an actor, Amanda Plummer may act. The films she appeared in were well received. Consider Pulp Fiction. In Pulp Fiction, Amanda Plummer plays Pumpkin's girlfriend, Honey Bunny. She appeared at the film's beginning and end. Trying to steal a joint, they controlled the crowd. Plummer received an American Comedy Award nomination for this performance. Plummer still receives TV, movie, and theater jobs after 26 years. She appeared in Hannibal, The Blacklist, and The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Plummer played the Knight of the Iguana. Along with Sarah Paulson, Cynthia Nixon, and Sharon Stone, she stars in Ratched on Netflix. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was born in 1961, but her parents split in 1962. Louis-Dreyfus's family is affluent. Her father is Louis-Dreyfus Group chairman and his grandpa president. Julia Louis-Dreyfus became famous on SNL from 1982 to 1985. Veep, Seinfeld, and The New Adventures of Old Christine also credited her. She's one of the most awarded American television actresses, winning multiple top honors. She has more Emmy and SAG honors than other actors, tying Cloris Leachman. The comic recently headlined Downhill with Will Ferrell. As she continues to wow viewers with her performances, Dreyfus voiced the animated film Onward. Lee Merryweather. Lee Merryweather is a famous American model and actress who won Miss America in 1955. Her career began in 1954. She began entering beauty contests in 1954, which may have launched her career. Actress Lee Merryweather has played several roles. Lee was one of the first women to play Catwoman in Batman in 1966. She's best known for playing Betty Jones in Barnaby Jones, a 1970s detective thriller. She received 2 Golden Globes and an Emmy in the 1970s for the role. Hollywood continues to use Lee Merryweather in theater, television, and cinema. Lee sometimes discusses Batman, Time Tunnel, and Star Trek at Comic-Con. Anne Margaret. Sweden-born actress and singer Anne Margaret was one of Hollywood's most gorgeous faces. Anne Margaret became American in 1949. She's been acting since childhood and can emulate the dancing teacher's moves. She was sometimes called the female Elvis Presley for her contralto voice. Anne Margaret had a small success in 1961 and a 1964 charting album. Anne Margaret was most successful in acting. Her performances in Bye Bye Birdie, Carnal Knowledge, and Tommy stand out. Anne earned 5 Golden Globes and 1 Emmy for her acting career. With her Hollywood appearances on TV and movies, age 79, Anne Margaret illustrates that age is only a number. Marcia Harvey. Steve Harvey married Marcia initially. A mutual friend's party brought them together and they bonded immediately. They married in 1980 after many years together. Marcia had twins, Brandy and Carly, after 2 years. They had a son after 8 years. Steve maintained his broadcast career while Marcia authored a book when they split in 1994. She spent a lot of time composing. Marcia, Eyes to the Soul, a book about her life with Steve. Steve Harvey was an insurance salesman when Marcia met him. Steve's ambition and adultery caused their divorce. Steve began living with Mary Lee before divorcing Marcia. Cheryl Tee, 72 years old. Cheryl Tee was everybody's favorite before Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Christy Brinkley, and Gisele Bündchen. Due to her global prominence, many consider her the first supermodel. German-born Cheryl Tee was born in the U.S. At 17, she owned the first bikini commercial and began modeling. Cheryl Tee dropped out as a junior to pursue a profession. The model took many great images over the decades-long career, but few would deny that her pink bikini made her renowned. Cheryl now spends more time advocating her causes and helping others at 72. We applaud her beauty and kindness. Sher, 73 years old. Though she's better recognized as a soloist, the singer-actress began her career with her ex-husband, Sonny Bono. The two enjoyed a tremendous music and TV career until Sher pursued independent ventures. Her mother was a model and performer, while her father drove trucks. Sher was 10 months old when her parents split. Sher has lived with her mother since then and has seen several remarriages. She's aged little since her debut, and even at 73, many still think she's younger. Sher says she stays young because of her busy lifestyle and nutritious diet, despite accusations of cosmetic surgery. The singer-actress says her travels keep her on her toes. Felicia Rashad, 72 years old. The Cosby Show, where she portrayed Claire Huxtable for 8 years, made Felicia Rashad famous. The program was so popular it aired again. The Bowsen Club launched Rashad's career. Her career began in 1972 and has been successful. She's the first Black Tony Award winner for Best Actress. Rashad expressed gratitude for The Cosby Show in an interview. She considered working on a show that meant so much to others as a blessing, gift, and pleasure. Rashad said such effort was a blessing. Rashad, age 73, works in the business. Her acting career includes occasional film and TV roles. Theater is another element of her life. Halle Berry, 53 years old. Everyone adores her. She melts our hearts with her eyes and grin. Halle Berry debuted as a beauty queen, becoming first runner-up in Miss USA and 6th in Miss World in 1986. Halle Berry won awards for her portrayal of Storm in the X-Men movie and her roles in Swordfish and Die Another Day. She was one of Hollywood's highest-paid actresses in the 2000s, so she may be able to preserve her beauty. Berry had a bad upbringing. Berry was 4 when her parents split. Before her parents split, Berry saw her mother struggle under her father's influence. Little Berry should start a joyful life after divorce. Berry also struggled early on. Do you think Berry had a homeless shelter because she was broke? Fortunately, modeling in Life Doll changed her life. Cait Jenner, 71 years old. With the Jenner family, Cait Jenner has changed drastically. In 2015, former Olympic gold medalist decathlete Bruce Jenner shocked everyone by revealing her transgender identity. Since childhood, Jenner has struggled with gender dysphoria and believes she was a woman regardless of her appearance. The shift takes extensive cosmetic surgery, but Cait is lauded for her boldness and honesty. She did what she always wanted. Since then, the reality star has lived her dreams. She did I Am Cait, a docuseries, and KUWTK covered her makeover. The Secrets of My Life, Caitlin's book, inspires many, particularly LGBTQ+ persons. Snoop Dogg, 49 years old. Although Snoop Dogg is a global success, he started from scratch like other musicians. Snoop performed and played piano for his local church, Golgotha Trinity Baptist Church, as a child. His religious experience sparked Snoop Dogg's music passion. Snoop Dogg struggled throughout his teens, but his music helped him overcome them. Dr. Dre found the rapper in 1994, launching his career. The moniker his mother gave him as a youngster inspired him to choose the name Snoop Doggy Dogg, one of the most famous rappers nowadays.